I have the courage to watch you, and I realize that you are completely blind. You're feeling your way through the world, looking for warmth, darkness that you can't perceive, but you feel it. When I was a kid, my stepfather didn't like me digging holes in his garden. Every time he saw me, he would chastise me and tell me, "Stop digging holes." But I loved digging holes. I was looking for treasure. I had to be 4 or 5 years old. I could barely talk, really. But I knew that I needed to search. I needed to dig. I needed to go in the earth and see what I could find. But I didn't like worms. And he figured it out. He knew I didn't like worms. I don't know why, but so he decided to collect worms. And I didn't know this, but he collected tons of worms and caterpillars and snails, and he put them in a jar. And one day, my curious little self went into the yard to search for treasure. And when I started digging into the ground, I don't know where, somewhere near my favorite swing set or next to the road, and I would dig, and out of nowhere, dozens of worms and snails fell on my hands, and I went screaming, running, fleeing. My favorite place, the big green lawn. I ran with those worms on my hands and on my arms. I would never try to dig again. My passion for the earth changed. A place that was once full of mystery and deep green smells and bottle caps and lost things in the dirt became a nightmare. And now today, what was once my nightmare has become a part of my fascination. I've overcome my fear of worms and snails. I can't touch them, but they no longer scare me. And I'm 37 years old. My desire to dig in the earth and plant and grow and see how compost works and see how worms work is bigger than my fear of these mysterious and essential creatures. I loved my stepfather, but he traumatized me because he didn't want me digging holes in his yard, and I'm sure he had great reasons for not wanting me to dig holes. But maybe I just needed to garden. Did he really have to traumatize me? Did he have to throw worms and snails on me? A colleague said that maybe he just wanted me to be a man. So, fear is what makes a man. Callousness is what makes a man. Trauma makes a man. From fear to fantasy. There are tons of worms below this compost. Deep down in the dirt. You can't see them, but they're in there. I saw them. I put them there. They're working, they're eating. And all of this will go into my plants. And someday all of this will go back into the earth where it belongs. Lesson. Don't scare your children to teach them lessons. Just watch them. Like nature, observe what they're doing, where they're going, and feed that interest. Feed that curiosity. They don't need to be like you, to do like you. They're not meant to do that. They have a new story. They have a completely different story. And your only job is to keep them safe and to feed their curiosity with love, respect. Like these worms, I can't do anything more than just let them be.